Right, well, morning, Donna. Morning, everybody who's going to be watching this video. I think we've got such exciting news. Not everybody might find it exciting, but I've turned into a bit of a geek. This is the lead tracker that we have built from zero. This is our tracker. We haven't white labeled it. We haven't used another company. We have been developing it since we've started. And, you know, I think with all these softwares, I think it's just constant development, and it isn't just, you know, creating something that you like. It's basically being one step ahead. So that is our motto, be one step ahead. We've now got over 200 clients that are using our lead tracker. We have got a few clients in Australia. We're now going into the USA and recently in the Middle East. So we are expanding at a rate of knots, and we've just been approached by a number of dental corporates, as well as we're now looking at hospital integration. So it's really exciting news. But the biggest bit of excitement is, Donna, over to you. Donna is our operational director, so basically that means she knows more of what's going on in the background than I do. But I would like to ask her to sort of explain what the new development is with regard to the lead tracker system, and basically a quick overview of what the lead tracker is for those of you who don't actually know what a funnel system is. Over to you, Donna.
Thank you. So the lead tracker effectively is a way of managing all of your inquiries from all of your different sources. So that can be from a chatbot, hopefully ours, but anybody's chatbot we can link in there, from your website contact forms, from your Google and Facebook advertising, and from a telephone answering service as well. And then the team can also manually add those inbound phone calls and those walk-ins as well. So you've got all of your different sources all recorded in one place. So they all come into here in this left-hand column. And if you imagine, each of these columns are a step in your patient journey. They're fully customizable, so you can change all of the headings along here to be whatever you want for you and your practice and your patient journey. And effectively, when they land in your lead tracker, they appear green. So they need to be actioned, obviously, straight away because they've inquired today and you want to speak to them as soon as you can. If you don't action them within 24 hours, then they go amber. And if it's 48 hours, they go red. So it's a great way for you and the team to see who needs to be contacted when, and how well the team are doing at contacting them as well. And that functionality, the red, amber, green, works across all of these different columns as well. So if you click on one of these inquiries, you'll see over here that you get to see all of the information. So this is a chatbot inquiry, and you can see here what information they've requested. And then down here, you've got the relevant contact information as well of the patient. So you can, over here, record a note. So if you've called this patient and they've told you they're on holiday, or if you've left a voicemail or whatever communication you've had with them, you can click to add a note and you can just type in the outcome of that call, and then you'll see that it records it there for you. You can also send an email, which is the really exciting new bit, which all of our practices are already really loving and finding saving them lots of time and making sure that everybody knows exactly what's going on. So rather than having to go out to a different email client, and it might be different email addresses that people are sending things from, this is all sent from the one place, and it also then records the communication as well. So you can free type in here whatever you want, but obviously we'll just put, I've got caps locks on, sorry. You can send whatever you want, and you'll see here it records then what message has been sent, what email has been sent to that person, which shows up in here. So you can see that we've left them a voicemail, and you can see then that we've also sent them an email. And then as and when that person then responds to this email, the response will also go into here and you'll be notified. So you've got that full chronological list of everything that's happening at the practice, with that patient at the practice. So everybody knows exactly what's happening. So it's a really, really useful tool there. We've also excitingly got automated email flows as well. So the team can set up a series of emails to go out to patients based on treatment type, and that's all set up. We've got some templates for you all to use, and then you can adapt those and personalize those to you at your practice. But you would select which one you wanted to send to this patient and then activate. And then in the background, that then automatically sends that series of emails over the coming days. So they're keeping those patients warm when you're not contacting them and when you're waiting to hear back from them.
How many do they send? How many emails?
You can have as many as you want. So the flows that we've set up as templates are 3 or 4 for each different type of treatment. but there's no limit to that. So if you wanted to just have one, for example, so you could send a consent form out to patients, then you can use that. Whereas if you want to send a series of 4 about an upcoming Invisalign day, you can do that as well. So it's completely personal to you at the practice. So you can send as many as you want. So on this card, you'll also see that you can see the source of this inquiry and also the due date, and they're really important. So the source, obviously, you'll then be able to see where your inquiries are coming from. So what activities and marketing budget is working for you at the practice. And then the due date over here drives the colour of the card. So if it's got today's due date, as I said, it will be green. And it will turn amber if it was 48 hours old, 24 hours old, and then red if it's 48 hours old. And then as you speak to people and move them across your patient journey, you can click and drag them, or you can click on this button here and press the move, and you can also change the due date here. So if you change this due date to one in the future because you don't want to contact them as yet, that will turn white, and then on the day that you want to contact them, it will turn green as well. And then you can filter over here so you can see which inquiries are due today. So it's a great way of, I always find it quite overwhelming to see 300 inquiries all sat there and not knowing who I need to contact. So we found for practices that use that filter functionality, the team are more likely to be contacting those patients because they're not overwhelmed and daunted by the amount they have to do. They know just these are the ones I need to do today, so I can action those. So that's a really useful tool as well. And then quickly, last minute, we've got statistics as well. So you can see here how great the team are doing or not, maybe at contacting people, how quickly they're contacting people. Here you can see by date range how many inquiries you've had and how many appointments you've booked, and how long it's taken the team to contact each person on average for the first time. So obviously this is 2 days, so you don't want that to be that high. Here you've got
that practice had a terrible December.
They didn't have a good December. Here you've got your source of inquiries as well, as I mentioned, so that's a really nice useful tool, and you can filter those. And then at the bottom here, this is a really great statistic for me, where are all your inquiries in that pipeline effectively. So you can see how many are in each of your columns. So if you change your column headings, then these change as well. But you can see how many you've got coming through your pipeline, but more importantly, you can see if there's an area in your pipeline and in your chain that's broken. So if you find that everyone's getting up to consult booked and then not progressing after that, you might want to look at that element of your patient journey and find out why they're not converting. And then that will make, again, those inquiries work that much harder for you because you're spotting those breaks and
I think for me as a dentist, a dental practice owner, I found that some associates, the ones that weren't quite or needed a bit more training in conversion, had emptier books, and so all the new patients were going to them, and it was almost a vicious circle. So I like the fact that what we've added in is that we can see, like you're saying, where the broken lead, where the break in the chain is, so we can see that sometimes the associates that aren't converting quite so well are draining all the new inquiries. So yes, the longevity of this, how far we've stretched it into treatment, is I think what makes us quite a leader.
Absolutely. No, it's really useful. And when we work with practices, this is a really useful tool for them to use because they can really make a big difference.
Brilliant. So yeah, I love the emailing from the board. We started, but I think the biggest thing about emailing from the board, as you say, I think is just to keep the leads warm, so they get all these automated emails. It just brings them further up the purchasing ladder of awareness. And so yeah, I've loved it. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant.